Trying to till everything up, get some nice and fine soil. Now I'm trying to kind of form my beds here and my pathways, trying to keep some loose dirt off to the sides all the way around. So I'm gonna be trying the plastic out. So I cut it and I measured it, and I have a bunch of strings on it, and I don't like that. If I can't fix it, I'm not gonna have it in my garden. It's just fraying too badly. But if I can figure out a way to fix that, I have an idea, so hopefully we can get that fixed, and then, you know, I don't have that problem. But the idea is that I'm going to be laying down this plastic, then I'm going to take the dirt, I'm going to cover the ends of the plastic, and that's going to be the walkway. And then so I can burn holes, or take a heat gun or something like that and take holes into the plastic where I want to put my plants. That'll be the weed barrier. And underneath of the plastic, which is kind of what I'm forming now, I'm going to be having a soaker hose. It's going to go run the length of the garden and then come back down. And that's going to be connected. All the beds are going to be connected so that when I turn on the soaker hose, all the beds can go. Each one's going to have its individual spigot, so I'll be able to come by and I'll be able to shut the spigot off to each individual bed. Say if something is too wet and something else needs watered, I can kind of control which bed gets watered. Or I can leave them all on and turn the water on, and they'll all get watered at the same time. But the water being underneath of that plastic, I'm hoping will trap some of that moisture down into the roots where the plant needs it, and it won't be dissipated up, you know, with the sun's rays. All right guys, so here's our mulch here, our weed barrier fabric. Now this I mean, I'm not even playing with you guys. Like, me and my wife argued so bad that it was real bad. Like, it wasn't something I'm proud of, but these things fray here, right? And she insisted on we using this, and I just really didn't like it because I don't like unnatural stuff. I'm very, very picky about not using plastic as much as possible. I don't even like Ziploc bags. I take my stuff in reusable stuff. Everything's in like jars and glass. And anyway, I'm not trying to get off on a tangent, and I don't judge people for doing it. Although I do wish people would be more conscious about how much plastic they use. But I'm supposed to go on a long trip, and so I'm gonna be gone for a while, and she's just not thinking she's gonna be able to keep up with the weeds, and it is a lot of work. And so we're gonna try this out. But when I was cutting these, they were fraying, and this one's not bad, but some of them were really, really long. Like here's one from the other side that I did. And I'll show you guys what I did to get rid of this. Now, a lot of trash I got to pick up that it caused, but here's my solution. So I did it on the other side, so I'm not gonna act like I don't know that it works, because it does. It does. But let me show you guys what I did. So here we got our fray. I'm gonna put it on a concrete thing. Now I got both the garage doors open. I got the garage door open here, so I got like some ventilation coming in. But really, ideally, I'd be outside. And I probably will move it, but the lighting's so bright you won't be able to see nothing. So you don't want to breathe this stuff in. It is not good. But what I do is I take this heat gun where I've sliced it. I just get it over there. I don't know. Hopefully y'all can see that good enough. But I'm basically just kind of melting the ends here, melting them together so they stop fraying. And if it's longer, you can actually just melt it all the way off. So here you can see, it's just kind of melting the ends there. Just don't want them to keep fraying. This is just a Bauer heat gun. I got it for a Christmas present. Don't know how much it cost, but it works real good for a lot of different projects, because we already bought the plastic, we already got it cut. I didn't want to back out yet, so this works real good. Just getting these loose ends off here, melting everything kind of together. But anyway, you can see how I got to go flip it over and do the other side. But as you can see, I mean, it does do a pretty good job of just getting them all melted together, and so they stop fraying. Hey, we're gonna have to do something about these chickens, because I know as soon as I put our veggies in, they're gonna be eating them up. There's my raised bed, my walkway around it. So we're laying our line. I'm trying to think ahead of all the problems that I can see now happening, and one of them was so I planned on taking my heat gun and making my holes for my plants. Well, this, you know, is also made of rubber and could possibly melt, so we're gonna try to cover it up with soil just a little bit, just like a 1/4 inch, not even that, just enough to get it covered up with some soil, so that if I accidentally did hit it with the heat gun, at least it won't melt it and put a hole in it. And chickens are super helpful. It is a great day to fly a kite, but it is not a great day to lay landscape fabric. Of course, that's the day I'm laying landscape fabric. That would be what I would do. Oh man, that does look pretty, I'm not gonna lie. And to think it should keep out most of the weeds, that would be awesome if this actually works.
This was a huge one.
Mm-hmm. So the last thing that I did want to talk about on this type of bed as I was doing is, you can see in the middle here I could burn, but if I get too close to the tarp, then I'll burn the tarp. And so I kind of have to stop, and I have some weeds here. So what I want to do is I want to come along here and I want to take all this grass that's starting up, all these seeds, as the best I can, and kill them and weed them one time. And then I want to come in here with wood chips and fill in all of the spaces with wood chips where I walk. And so I'm hoping that by doing that, I'm not going to have all this grass come up, which it's not next to the plant, so it doesn't affect them too much. But at the same time, I don't want a bunch of grass. It just makes a mess, and I don't want that. So I want the walkways, so I can have walkways nice and clean. And what I think will happen also with those wood chips is they'll start breaking down. And obviously I don't want nothing but wood chips, because I tried that before and it doesn't work very well. So you really want to have a good mix. You don't have 100% like wood chips covering the whole thing. But I think having enough and having them sitting on there and breaking down slowly in the middle, and then next year when I redo these beds, I can basically kind of spread them out a little bit, and then I can also add manure and stuff like that, like some compost to that as well, and so it won't be as bad. So I'm gonna get these tomatoes in the ground, and yeah, that's basically kind of what I want to talk about. Obviously, kind of give you guys an update too on the gardens.